Hey guys, back here with a new video today. We're going to be making swords today. This is part of our new series, Build Battles. I know this is going to be a long video, but I hope you stick around and enjoy.
I'm probably just going to center that and then draw like, and then everything here just gets sharpened. But from this line to here is my handle. I'm going to just do something like that. But that's where the bottom part of my sword has to go. Got enough room to hold both my hands. It's my design.
I like to think of myself as a medieval man.
So what's your idea?
That much space. The lines will be straighter once we get there.
I'm gonna have to rethink my idea.
The gradual will taper all the way up to like here, where it'll come out, and there'll be a point there.
And then it's gonna go back in.
And it's gonna go back in all the way to the top.
I kind of want to do something like that.
And it'll be in the center there.
You can kind of see it, the line.
Like to copy my idea?
I mean, I didn't really have an idea of how I was going to do the sword. I had an idea for gadgets I wanted to throw into the sword. Well, I basically just did the basic measurements of where my guard is going to be. I don't know if I like this now that it's on my sword. This is a small guard. I'm not using that.
I need like clamps.
Neat. Does it cut good, or?
This is gonna be way harder than we thought. Need something heavier. It needs to be down there.
Yeah. Oh, look at that! Look at that! You cut a corner in your steel.
Yeehaw! It's gonna take a lot longer to do this than we expected. Got done cutting the first part of my sword. It's a little rough around here because it's a bend. Rough around the edges. But that'll all buff out once we start sanding them and getting them ready. She's a little warm. Next, he's gonna start cutting his.
I'm gonna give her a shot.
What the fuck?
Woo! Well, that's how it looks so far. It's gonna come down a little bit more, the actual tip of the blade, to about right here on either side, but I figured I could sand those and grind those down a little bit. The tip's like kind of right here. But my sword's a little bit more simpler than his, so I don't have to do as much cutting. Yeah.
At an angle. Done. Day one.
Look at that square sword.
It's a Minecraft sword. I'm sweating. It's hot.
It's the end of day one. Got to do this vlog style, even though I'm sweating. That's the end of day 1 for now. Which we did pretty good because we got this shed all cleaned out today too. So we got a bunch more videos planned, and we got a space to do them all now. And this is his hot ass sword.
I can already see it.
Swing.
The next day.
Bang, 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 bang. Okay, so I've got about maybe an hour and a half in this sword so far that I've been cutting on it. I've gotten that much done. I've decided to change my idea a bit. This line goes here and then curves into the hilt. I'm going to change it to here because I don't want to cut the rest of that off because it's taking forever. So I'm going to go down to here, the same where this is on this side. I got to trim that part right there. And then I'm going to start sharpening it a little bit. I'm not going to sharpen it all the way yet because I still have some work to do with the handle. But for now, that's what it's going to look like.
I think that looks pretty sick, actually. Yours is definitely going to have more style than mine. Mine, I pretty much just need to sand this part down, or whatever, fucking get that sharpened. Sharpen up the edges all the way down to the hilt. I'm going to try to make mine inspired by like Thor, kinda. It's not going to be like a Thor hammer, but the handle, I want to wrap it in leather, basically just look like the handle of Thor's hammer. And I'm going to...
Do you know the name of Thor's hammer?
Mjolnir.
Okay.
Yeah, and then Stormbreaker is the... Yeah. Anyway, and then I'm going to maybe put some etching that's like what is on his hammer along this part of the blade area, just so it has a little bit of a theme to it. But yeah, I just need to cut this part, and then I can put the wood on it and the hilt and everything, and then sharpen her up, pretty much.
Yeehaw.
Yeehaw. So this is what Brennan's going to be using for his hilt that'll slide onto his handle. It's like a little doorknob thing. He's going to be cutting this, making it a little bit wider so it can slip onto his blade. This is what he has so far. It's all cut. He just needs to sharpen it and buff it out a little bit. And he needs to cut this back part off so the hilt can slide on. Mine, might have saw some video of me measuring this out. This was some extra metal that we found in the shed. There's some more up here, which is nice because we can use those for other projects. At first I was going to use this. At first I was going to use this for my hilt, but looking at it on it, I'm not really a fan of it. So I figured I could use this and bend it a little bit because it's pretty bendable easily. It's about 10 inches, 10 3/4, something like that. And then I have a little slit, which should be, if I cut right there, this little line off in between there, that should be enough to slide onto the blade. And I can use these holes that are already pre-drilled in to either sharpen or do something with those. So.
No stop signs, speed limits.
Haircut.
I'm gonna test.
Hot! Hot as fuck.
Fuck, dude. A little thicker.
pretty neat. Alright, so my blade, I got the handle all cut. Just gonna maybe drill some holes in here as well, so when we put metal on there, or wood for the handle, it'll be a little bit tighter. As I showed, I was using one of the pieces of metal that we found up here as my, what's that called again?
Hilt?
Hilt. I'm using this as my hilt. I cut a hole in it. I'm gonna have to get a file. I'm gonna file it down a little bit, but it fits on there pretty good. And I'm going to bend it. I can actually bend it like that. Look. I might straighten it up a little bit more, but I'm going to cut this, make these sharper, and you know, it looks pretty fucking cool right now. I mean, pretty sick. Just need to sharpen her up, polish it, get stuff for the handle. Like I said, I'm gonna try doing a Thor hammer. Looks pretty good so far. All fits on there pretty well. I'm happy with it so far.
Tomorrow.
Alright, so it's the start of day 4, and I'm doing a little bit of solo stuff. A little bit of solo stuff today, until Jacob gets here, if he gets here. I'm mainly just going to be grinding out my sword, making it sharper, you know, that kind of stuff. So, I'll film some of that, and you guys can watch. No.
Alright. It's day 3 of this. What are we doing today?
Is that what day it is?
I think day 3 or 4. I don't know. What are we doing today?
Well, I'm gonna finish. I'm gonna finish. This is the last bit I need to cut off here. These 2 pieces, and then I'm gonna start grinding all this shit off of here, the sharp parts, and make it sharper. Yeehaw.
Okay. Yeah, day 3 or 4 commence. Alright, so I sanded my handle part a little bit so the my handle can actually slide on. Fits pretty good all the way up to the hilt, which will be this. So this will be bent, it'll look like that, and then this will screw on the back right here. I'm still gonna try to have to figure out a way to get this all to stay. I want to be able to take this barrel off still, so still be able to unscrew this. Bitch, I'm recording! Huh? I'm recording. I still want to be able to unscrew this back part of the handle and take this off, because eventually I want to add a system into the barrel. Since this is inspired like a Thor inspired hammer, I want to turn it into like an electric sword eventually. And I'm gonna need room in the handle to do that and be able to take it off. So I'm gonna have to find out a way to get that to stay. I might cut a slit on the barrel so it'll slide over, and that way hang onto the sword as well. So it doesn't spin like this either. But yeah, I'm gonna get to work on that while Brad finishes his sword. was going to just super glue this onto here, and it's the glue set right when I got to there trying to slide it on. So now this is freaking stuck on my freaking handle, and I can't get it off. Fuck. Alright, so I cut a notch in my handle so it doesn't move when it's on the blade. It slides on there. And then I have the end cap here, or the bottom of the sword. Slides on. And now I'm thinking either drill a hole down here through it or up here, so that way I can put a screw in and hold the whole handle onto the blade, because right now it just slides on and off. Okay. Put it up here or down here, unscrew it, and then that way this will slide off, just so later on I can do some modifications, which looks pretty sick even though it's not sharpened. So I got my blade all done with the first sand. I'm gonna try polishing it now with this little wire polish thing. I'm pretty sure it's meant to polish this. It's gonna look nice when it gets all cleaned up. You can see the blade. It's all kind of sanded, trimmed up a little bit. I'm going to redo the handle a different way. I kind of messed up the one thingy. But this looks, I mean, it doesn't look great, obviously. It's not perfect. There's a lot of imperfections, a ton of them. I'm hoping when we sand it and everything, or polish it a little bit more, and that'll all like buff out a little bit. Well, that definitely hides a lot of the mistakes. It definitely gets rid of all the dirt and grime on there. And you can't really notice some of the mistakes here. Yeah, I definitely, when I do this and get that all done, it's good to put all together pretty much when I get the handle figured out properly and everything. Because that looks not perfect, but, you know, get a blade sharpener to sharpen it a little bit more. It's still pretty sharp though, but it's looking good. Alright, so I got it all sanded and polished a little bit. Looks beat up a lot, but yeah. And then I drilled a hole through my handle that way, and there's just a nut and bolt. It doesn't look good at all right now, but the handle stays on and you can take it off if need be, like I wanted. So it's all pretty much put together. Got blade sharpeners to sharpen these up. My hilt is, I'm not really a fan of it, so I'm probably going to use some foam and just use this to strengthen that foam, and that way it'll cover this and the bolt. But I'm not going to put that on until I have the components that I want to put in the handle done. But now all I really got to do is design the handle a little bit, or add some stuff onto the handle to make it look a little bit better, and then sharpen the blade, and my blade's done. What do you got so far, Brennan? Going on over here?
Blade's done, hilt's done, handle's done. I just need to secure the hilt onto the blade and then cut this off because I don't need that part.
Hold it up real quick. That looks pretty sick, in my opinion.
And I have to sharpen it, I guess, with the stone, but I'm done.
Alright, here's our swords. Sharpened, polished. We ended up with the same hilt kind of style. Mine's a two-handed sword, his is a single. Mine, I still want to add some stuff onto the handle, like the metal that you see on Thor's hammer. I got mine dirty. Anyway, mine's more of just a straight sword. His has a little bit of a design to it, some curve. Show him your sword. How'd you base your design?
How'd I base my design? I wanted a lighter one-handed sword, so I cut off more material to make it more one-handedable.
Knocked yours out. Boom. Swords. And since I'm like Thor, I can, you know, pull. Oh shit! Wait a minute. I'm worthy. I want to add, like, when I put the taser part in there, I want obviously I'm gonna have to have rubber, because I might have rubber gloves and sleeves in case I touch any metal. But I want to have it to where, since Thor's like worthy, I'm going to make it so whatever glove I'm wearing is going to be able to activate it when I actually am holding it. I have an idea of how I'm going to do it. It seems pretty easy, but I don't know. But it looks pretty sick. Have the little strap and everything.
Cuts himself, has to go to the hospital.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching if you made it to the end. Again, it was kind of a long video. This was just the build process. There's a couple small parts we want to add to our swords a little bit. We're going to actually be uploading the test videos either in a couple days or it'll be up next week for sure. Oh, also, by the way, since we haven't mentioned it before, go check out our Twitter. It'll be up on the screen here. It'll also be linked down in the description below. On there we post our current project status, so you can get live and early updates about what we're doing. It's basically early access to see what we're working on, what we're currently working on. So go over there, drop a follow, tweet at us if you have any ideas you want to see. Even comment down below if you want to see anything else added to any of these other projects, anything else you want to see us do. Make sure to watch out for our next video coming out next week. Again, thanks for watching the long video. See ya.